Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, we're going to show you our team reveal just coming down. Now, this is going to be our team reveal 1 week before the season starts, probably even less, probably 5 days before the season starts, or 6 days, whatever it is. So, I'm going to get a team that's as close as possible to what I think I will start with. And the only changes there will be probably will be the rookies. And then if some of the rookies don't align with my pricing, maybe one or two primos might have to change as well. But let's continue. Now, there's no point in giving you a team reveal if I don't explain to you something. If I don't explain to you why I picked these players, okay? Because there is a method to the madness, okay? There is a system in place here. If you don't follow the system, you're not going to finish in the top 10 or top 100. It doesn't work, okay? Everything goes to a system, especially in Supercoach. There's a system when you play EPL. It's a different system. There's a system when you play BBL. There's a system when you play AFL's Fantasy. Well, there's also a system when you play AFL Supercoach. Just coming down. Now, if you don't master the formula, or if you don't know the formula, I'm going to give it to you now. Okay, there's a formula. Okay, now, number one, okay, formula is quite simple. Number one is look for value, okay? Value is the key because what happens is you've got 10 million smackaroos to start with, $10 million, okay? They give you 10 million. You can't build a team of 10 million that's going to be all guns, okay? So you've got to build this team into a 14. Eventually, you'll have 14 million, okay? Then your team will have a lot of guns in there. Some teams will have 14.5 million, okay? So the idea is to make cash quick, but at the same time, cash alone doesn't win you Supercoach, okay? Points do. So you need to sort of find the balance between the cash and the points. So we're looking for balance now, okay? So number one is we're going to look for value, okay? Now, what is value? Okay, any player that goes up in price, holds their price. So it could be either one. They can even hold their price. There's still value, okay? Because what you want at the end of the day, all right? This is what you want, all right? If you pay 641k for Flanders, all right, you want everyone else paying 641k for Flanders. You don't want everyone else paying 550k for Flanders when you put him at 640k. Can you imagine when you go to Safeway, okay, and you buy the Omo at full price, and then when you go back there 2 days later, they got Omo at a 30% discount, and you're going to be very upset. You're going to say, why didn't I just wait 2 more days? Well, the same thing applies in Supercoach. Why pay 641 when you can pay 550 or 580, whatever his price drops to? So you're looking, all right, for value. You don't want any of your players to drop in price because in the game of Supercoach, it's all about having the edge. You want to have the edge on the others, okay? So if you have a Sam Flanders at 641k, yes, he's going to score well for you, okay? That's not a problem, all right? There's no issues there. However, when someone else picks him up at 550k or 590k, they have a 50k edge over you now, okay? So they've made 50k more. They've got their team value is 50k more than what yours is because you spent 50k extra. So we're trying to find players now in our team that won't drop in price, okay? That's the goal, okay? Now, secondly, we're talking about primos now. And secondly, we're also trying to find players that can even go up in price, okay? That can exceed their value, okay? So these are the players we're looking for, right? So that's number one. Now, number two, we're looking for players, okay, rookies especially, all right, that are going to make cash. Rookies making cash, okay, with job security, okay. Now, this is vital, the job security part, okay. Now, it doesn't matter if they're sub risks, okay, it just means that they're going to make their cash longer. If they're a sub risk, maybe once every 7 weeks, it's not a problem because eventually he'll come back to his price that he's supposed to go at. But if it's a sub risk every week, then we have a problem, okay? So we're looking for rookies that can make cash, and we need that job security. We need at least 7 weeks out of them. Now, not only are we looking for value, okay, and not only are we looking for rookies that are going to make cash, we're also going to look for, let's go to number 3 now, which is value players with a high ceiling. Okay, now this gets complicated. This is where your expertise comes in as people that watch football, okay, or AFL or whatever they want to call it. This is where expertise comes in. This is where the skill part comes in, trying to find these players that have high ceilings, because there's no point picking a player like this, for example, right? Let's say, for example, let's go all the way down. Let's say Darcy Wilmot, okay, at 449k, he won't drop in price. So is this value, okay? Is it, because he's not dropping in price, but it's not, because Darcy Wilmot won't actually go up in price either, okay? So you don't want a player like this at 449k that's not going up or going down, it's doing nothing. It's what you call a dead player or a spud, okay? That's another term we use for it. Just come it down. Now, the players we're looking for at the mid-price range, all right, with value, last year, one was Zach Fisher, okay? The Fish, he had value last year. So I don't know, I can't remember his price. I think it was at 250 or 300. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he did go up in price. But he was just a headache to own, okay? So injury prone, and sometimes the Fish didn't do enough. So he was a player that offered value, but it was a bit of a headache to own. There are players like Trent Rivers, okay, that offer this value, midfield role, but this is a risky option, okay, because we don't know, is he going to have a permanent midfield role, or is Petrarca going to come in there? There's Viney in there now, the Langdon's come in there, okay, you got Olive, so we don't know about Rivers now, okay, so, and Rivers, how many people own Rivers now? It's down to 4%, so it's dropped a lot, so Rivers we're not sure on, but when it comes to value, a player like Roberts, okay, he was also a player I didn't know much about because I wasn't 100% sure, okay, but seems like he doesn't take the kick-ins, okay, he only had one kick-in in yesterday's game, but he does find a lot of the ball, okay, so, and he did score a 120 odd, so the ceiling is there, so he's virtually matched all the criterias, got the high ceiling, okay, got the value, and got the job security, even though he's not a rookie, but still job security, so he's fitted all 3 of these criterias, okay, so here's one player that I'm going to bring in, okay, now, with all this criteria in mind, are there any other criterias? My 4th criteria, and this is a big one, okay, and this one you don't have to do, okay, but this is a risky criteria, all right, so this is risky, is bringing in, or starting, okay, not bringing in, but starting, okay, so starting players with injury history. Now, I always say this, and I've said this for the last 2 years, okay, I'd rather start a player that has injury risk than bring him in, okay, for example, let's get rid of Roberts for now, okay, example, who is there for an example, okay, we've got the boy from West Coast last year, okay, we've got Elliot Yeo, last year was 420k, no one brought him in, well, not many started him, I did, okay, I also started last year, let me find him, okay, going down, another injury risk player, why can't I find him, well, let's go over here, and that's Matt Crouch, okay, I also started Matt Crouch last year, okay, both huge injury risks, okay, now, here's the problem with these two, all right, if you're to bring in an Elliot Yeo, let's say, in round 5, the chances are he may get injured by round 8. So it's very risky. Okay, so you don't want to bring in a player that's got a huge injury risk later on. You want to start them. okay? Because the worst case scenario, you just take him out of your team, you lose one trade. However, if you bring one in like Yo or Crouch, although Crouch doesn't seem to be that injury prone lately, but he has been in the past. If you do bring one in, the chances are you're also going to trade them out. Now, if you noticed last year, right, there were two players that I actually brought in that had injury clouds. One was Zorko, the Magnificent. Okay, I brought him in, but he didn't get injured. Okay, so it was lucky. Okay, so the gamble worked. I also brought in the Governor. Okay, and he got injured, but it wasn't the injury that he normally gets. It was finger injury, so it's a different story. So the injury risk was still worth the risk, except he got a different injury. You can't help injuries. Okay, so but at the end of the day, don't be too concerned if a player has injury risks, because in the past, okay, we've seen Tim English with an injury risk pre-season. I didn't start him because he had hamstring problems just before the round started. I didn't start him. I'm not going to bring a player that's going to break down 2 weeks later. He averaged 130, didn't break down. There's players like last year, we saw Trelaw. He averaged, what did he average last year, Trelaw? 116.6, okay, a huge average. No one had him last year. It was actually, no one's got him this year because he's not playing, but no one had him last year. So these injury risk players sometimes aren't that of an injury risk. Okay, they could play the whole season. You don't know. Okay, so unless you're going to pick up a Dion Prestia, different story. So going back to point 4, starting players with injury history is not a problem for me. Okay, that doesn't worry me because I'd rather start them rather than bring them in, which then becomes 2 trades, and trades don't last very long. And number 5, and this one is very important. Okay, have a plan, okay, set for future trades. If I can spell correct, okay, future. I can't get the keyboard working right. Here you go. Future trades. Okay, so have a plan set for future trades. Now, my plan for future trades, and I'll share them with you now. What are they? Okay, now, number 1, okay, at Sydney, I'm planning on bringing in Callum Mills in round 5. Okay, that's plan number 1. It's only 357k. I should have enough cash to bring in a Callum Mills in round 5. All right, and this way I would have got to have seen at least one of his games. Okay, so he won't be on the bubble yet, but he'll be close to the bubble, and I'll be happy to bring him in if he looks good. So that's plan. That's my round 5 plan. In round 6, okay, I plan on upgrading my forward line, but unfortunately, this player at the moment is playing in the midfield. He's from Melbourne, and we all know who this is. This is Petrarca. Okay, now my plan is to bring Petrarca in round 6, but play him in the forward line and get a rookie off the field here, because we're going to have 2 rookies in our forward line who are going to be is not good. Okay, so we want to bring in Petrarca as soon as I can to at least strengthen that forward line and get a really poor scoring rookie off the field here. So what I'm doing is I'm getting a rookie off the field in defense and in the forward line first. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm not rushing for the midfield yet because I think my midfield is going to be very strong anyway. So I want to strengthen other areas like defense and the forward line. So you need to have a plan set for future trades. Number 6, okay? This is probably the most important one, okay? Don't listen to outside noise, okay? This includes me. Don't listen to me, okay? Don't listen to anybody. Listen to you, okay? It's your team. If this team fails, it's your responsibility, okay? So don't listen to anyone that's making noise. Let's break down what is noise, okay? What is this thing, noise? Or what is it, okay? You may ask this question, just calm it down, okay? This is what noise is, okay? Let's put Petrarca back there. Let's say someone says, Petrarca's going to average 120 today. Let's say it's a post on it today. And then there's another 10 posts saying Petrarca's going to go 120. He's going to go nuts. Okay, now, what do? You start panicking, okay? Anxiety hits you because you don't own him. You start sweating. You get very anxious. You can't sleep at night. That's what happens. So what happens is the first thing you do, okay, you may have in your forward line, just for argument's sake, you had Lockie Neal. You can't afford Petrarca. You just take out Lachie Neale because you are Petrarca now because he's going to go 120 because everyone told you so. Just calm it down. No one has a crystal ball, okay, unfortunately. None of us here are witches, okay, or wizards, whatever they call it. None of us, okay? We are all like you, okay? We're all the same thing. We're all forecasting, and we're all forecasting something different. No one has the same opinion. So if someone like me says opinion that Petrarca's the best, and someone, let's say ranked 100,000 says, no, Petrarca's not good, he actually might be right. So it doesn't matter what ranking you are to make a decision, okay? It doesn't matter if you're an expert or if you're a casual or if you're, even if a missus tells you, she actually might be right. So don't listen to outside noise, listen to yourself. Now, with all these points and all these factors, let's pick a team, okay? Now, first of all, Harry Sheezel, okay? I love the boy. Okay, I want to bring him in. But my team, okay, going to go over here, okay, and this is actually going to be 0.7, okay. I should have mentioned this. One player can't win you Supercoach, but 22 players can, okay. You need 22 players to have a good score, not one player. If one player is ruining your entire structure, structure comes first. Team comes first. The 22, the team, always ahead of that one player. Okay, that's how I see it. You may have arguments saying, well, here's a good captain option. Who are you going to captain? Well, hello. Okay, now let me tell you something. Let me share something with you now. Have you heard of the team called Richmond before, or West Coast? A lot of teams are going to play Richmond. You think they're not going to score, okay? It doesn't matter who they are, okay? Even if I played up against Richmond, well, not myself, but a lot of teams will play Richmond. Let's have a look who plays Richmond this year, okay? Richmond players. Let's put Toronto there, just see his draw. Now, how many captain options do you have against Richmond? Let's go through them, okay? Now, let's find them. Round 1, you got Carlton. Round 2, you got Port Adelaide. Round 3, you got St Kilda. Round 4, so surely you'll have a St Kilda player, a Port player, a Carlton player. You'll have enough players to cover a captain option every week, because every week someone's going to play Richmond. So that's not a problem. You don't have to own 700k players to have a good captain. That's how I see it. So when we go into my team and I say I can't afford Sheezels, it's going to be a shock to a lot of people, because how can you not have Sheezels? How many people own Sheezels? Have a look. He's owned by 67% of the people, and I'm going against him. Well, I'm actually not going against him. I actually want him in my team. I think he's going to be a Jet. He's going to be a star. Probably going to be number one defender. But I'm not going to have him, okay? My number one defender is going to be Zorko the Magnificent, okay? He's at what you call a D1, okay? That's in my team now. I did have Whitfield in my team. Okay, I actually can't afford him either. Okay, we're very poor at absmagic. Okay, we can't afford many good things. So Whitfield also is not in my team. Okay, now going further down. Okay, I advise people all year. I don't like. Well, I've told people I don't like any of these 400k players. Okay, now I've changed my mind. Okay, now I like all of them. Okay, so I've got to become greedy guts. Now, besides Trent Rivers, okay, I'm just not comfortable with him, so I'm going to get him out of there. The players I do like in defence, okay. Now, Short, I'm not sure about, okay. So I've told everyone don't touch him, okay, and I've said to, and I'm actually doing the complete opposite of what I said. So I'm still telling you don't touch him, but I'm going to touch him, okay. He's all mine. Okay, just calm it down. Now, he's owned by 22%, so it's a big ownership, all right? So it's not going to hurt that much. Richmond have said they're going to play this new they're going to try to keep possession and kick the ball backwards, most likely. They're probably going to do what Freo does and just play kick in the back line, just not to get a 100-point hiding every week. So I have this feeling that Short may be involved in a lot of those kick scenarios, so I'll put Short in there for now. And the next player that I put in, okay, is Roberts. Now, I've also been very wary of Roberts and no kick-ins. It really worries me. However, there are stats coming out that the boy from Sydney, Roberts' partner in crime, where is he? What's his name? Okay, let me find him. Blakey. Okay, Blakey, when he takes the kick-ins, because he takes all of them, he passes to Roberts anyway. Okay, so maybe 50% of the passes from Blakey goes to Roberts anyway. So it's like Roberts taking a kick in the same. It's the same thing. So might as well just have him. Okay, so I got Roberts in there, and we saw what he did last night. And Roberts is owned by too many people to ignore. 25%. You don't want to see 25% of people making money on Roberts when you're not. Okay, I'd rather see 67% of people scoring well with Cheezels. Okay, with 67% own Cheezels. That doesn't worry me. They can all have 130s. Okay, I'm happy for you. Okay, but I don't want to see you have Cheezels go to 750k because it won't happen. But Roberts could go to 600k, and I won't have him if I don't own him. And that does worry me. Okay, so I've got to have Roberts, and it's the same reason I'm picking short. I don't want everyone else, all the 22% that own him now, have a player that goes to 600k, and I've missed out. So I've got to have him. Now, the next player I've had in the team for a while now, I had him at 1% ownership. Okay, now I'm not sure how many own him now. It's up to 24%. It's unbelievable. Okay, so Perryman is now at 24% ownership. And he's also locked in my team. Same reason as all these two, except Perryman probably has the better role of these two. So I actually have Perryman ahead of Short and Roberts in my picking order. Short coming last, okay, out of the three. But so Perryman is also locked into the team. Now, with these rookies, okay, let's go to the rookies now. And there isn't many to pick from. Okay, I understand. Okay, now we're having problems in our defense. Now we did see a 67 scored by where is he? Okay, Sydney boy, Payton. Okay, so we're gonna bring him in because he only needs another score, then he starts his pay rise straight away. So round 3, his price goes up. So let's bring him in, and he can be a future Mills later on. The next player I want to pick is where are we? Okay, let's go further down. And we're going to see him in action tonight. Okay, so maybe by the time you watch this video, we've already seen him in action. I've changed my mind. Okay, but we're going to see Leak in action. Okay, now he's 119k. Looks like he may get mid. Let's see if he's a sub first. Okay, if he's not, but hopefully we'll see him in action. Okay, that's number 2. Now, number 3. Okay, let's go further down. And it's the boy from Melbourne. Okay, let's go over here. It's probably going to be easier to find. Melbourne. Okay, why can't I find? No, because he's not from Melbourne. He's from Essendon. Okay, let's go to Essendon. And it's going to be Zach Reed. Okay, now, one can argue, why don't I pick Pryor? Okay, well, he's 170k. Okay, one other factor that I've wanted to add in, besides the look value and whatever, okay, number 8 is be a tight ass, okay? I like to be tight, okay? I don't want to spend the cash, okay? Because I grew up very poor, so I understand how it is, the luxuries in life, you can't afford everything. So if there's an item on sale, I only buy when they're on sale. So for me, Pryor, I'm not going to have him because I have a feeling, okay, it's going to happen that this young boy at Richmond, and I'm getting some not inside information, but I'm getting a lot of talk that Luke Trainer may play in round 1, and my good friend Damo gave me the tip, and pretty much came from everywhere. Okay, the same tip. I'm hearing it from everywhere. Okay, including Damo. So if Damo tells me, I listen. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Luke Trainer, and the chances are, out of all these players, Trainer is going to be on field 100%. Okay, then it's going to be either probably Zach Reed, the second one on field, maybe even League. I'll see how he plays, but I'd say these two will be on field. I'm very comfortable filling these two. Now, for our midfield, okay, I would love to own Lockie Neal. It'd be awesome. I'd love to own Nick Dacos. Okay, these are dreams. Okay, these are things I dream about when I'm sleeping at night times. Okay, well, they're gonna be nightmares for me when I'm sleeping because I don't own them. At the moment, they're just dreams. Okay, I can't have these players. Okay, 645, 631. I don't have the cash. I don't have money. Okay, I'm very poor. So those two players are out of my team. Okay, I'd love to own a Sarong. Okay, a 620k. It's such a good price. I can't even afford him. Okay, that's how poor things are. So what we're gonna do? I can't even afford a Zach Merritt. None of these players. I can't even afford a Dunkley. That's how bad it is. So we're gonna start off. All right. As much as I've talked about Steele and how much I love the boy, 1% owned. And looking at his draw, I really like it. Okay, he's got a very good draw. Okay, plays Geelong. Oh, that was last year. Okay, over here, plays Adelaide, Geelong, Richmond, even Port Adelaide's an easy draw because he's got some of the players missing. Butters is out, so even that could be an easy draw. Then you got a tag coming in round 5, but it doesn't worry me. Okay, then you got a few easy games. So I like Steele, all right, but I'm not going to have him, all right, because instead I'm going to have Brayshaw. I think Steele is undervalued, but I think so is Brayshaw. So I'm going to start with Brayshaw as my M1. And at M2, okay, it's going to be Dawson. Okay, now with Dawson, I think he's underpriced. Okay, so we got that value factor there, all right, so the value is there. Is he going to be a top 8? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sold. But the value is there good enough, and he does have the ceiling. Okay, he's got both. He's got the value, the ceiling, and obviously he's got job security because he's the captain. So I like Dawson. Okay, for that fact alone. So I'm going to start Dawson. Okay, plus there are not many options. Okay, because at this price point, I can't find many players that I like. So Dawson fits the bill. Now next up, all right, let's go further down. And we're going to bring in my boy Ed Richards. Now, he's the weapon. Only owned by 1%, okay? I was going to also bring in Newcomb. I watched his game last night. I wasn't happy, okay? So, Newcomb's out. I had worries with Newcomb that Newcomb and Day don't score well together, okay? Always one of them goes nuts, and it's usually Day. And when Day's not playing is when Newcomb goes well. So for that reason alone, then I saw it last night with my own eyes. I said, no, I'm not going to have Newcomb, okay? So I'd rather Day. But going back to Ed Richards now, I did say it's a risk starting players with injury history, and he's just coming off a calf, okay? Now, so if I start him, who's going to bring him in round 2? Let's say he scores a 130 or a 120, whatever. Has anyone got the cojones to bring in an Ed Richards in round 2 or 3? Probably not. And you probably got nowhere to bring him in because you'll have other players around here. You sort of can't bring him in. He becomes a pod, all right? I'm not saying he's going to be the best player in the league, okay? But I'm just happy for him to go from 530, all right? The goal is for Ed Richards to go from 530, then eventually become a Nick Dacos at 630, all right? So these two can swap eventually, and then I'll own Nick Dacos via Ed Richards, which is a 100k difference. But I'm happy just to start Ed Richards for now. Okay, so it's like having a rookie making you 100k, but I'm doing it via the primos instead because I don't have a lot of rookies. I'm going to explain that in a minute. So Ed Richards is locked in at M3. Now when I go to M4, okay, now who do we pick? Okay, now we heard that Connor Rosie was injured, but then again we heard that he's okay now. So with that news that he's okay now, I'm happy to pick him. So Connor Rosie is going to be my M4. Now going further down, okay, then who's the M5? Okay, well it's going to be Will Day. Now if you go to Will Day's profile, all right, now we know he scored that 150 yesterday, all right, and we know he kicked 3 goals, so he's not going to do that every week. I understand that, okay, so that's not what I was worried about. But what I did like about Will Day was the fact that when he was resting, last year he rested on the bench. This year he rested forward. He had 85%. Let's bring it up, okay? Where's these stats? Okay, over here. He was at 85% time on ground at one stage, all right? It dropped down to 73%, which meant that he only had 60%, even less, probably 58% time on ground in the second half, which affected his scoring. All right. Now, let's take these 3 goals out. Okay, 3 goals. Let's take them out. That's 30 points. Goes to 118. All right. Let's take out also the fact that he got 6, or was the free kicks? Okay, he had 6 free kicks, 4. Let's take 3 of them out. Okay, that's another 12 points. So you got 12 points, got 40 points, still at 100. Okay. Then you add in the fact that he only played 60% time on ground in the second half. Add that to it. He sort of had a 120, 125, 130 game yesterday. So it doesn't matter that he scored 148. That's not why I'm getting him. I'm getting him because I liked his role and the fact that he didn't spend. Like you look at Newcomb, he had 89% time on ground. That's massive for a midfielder. So and Will Day was about 85% until he got injured. Okay, then he had cramp or something. So then he copped a tag. So I'm happy to have Will Day in my team now. And I know the fact that he has a bye round. Okay, now I know he has a round 4 bye. Okay, so I'm going to cop the round 4 bye. I'm going to cop the round 3 tag. Okay, now last time he played against GWS, what did he score? Okay, let's have a look. He scored a 53 last time he copped the tag. So I'm going to cop 2 scores virtually that I'm not going to use from Will Day. I'm going to happily cop them, both of them, knowing that no one can bring him in. It's impossible. Okay, so because when upgrade season starts, they're going to look at players like I mentioned before. Okay, we spoke about this. We said have a plan set for future trades, and we talked about Mills in round 5, and we talked about in round 6 Petrarca. Then when it comes to round 7, round 8, and round 9, you're looking at bringing players like Dacos, or the ones you don't own, Whitfield, Dacos, the big boys. Okay, so you're not looking at players like Will Day. So that's why I'm starting Will Day. Now, next in line, and you may say, well, this is a pretty deep-looking midfield. Okay, well, it is, okay, because next in line, we're going to bring in everyone's favourites, okay, and Oliver. Now, is going for free. They're giving Oliver away this year, so 61% owned. I don't understand. How is Oliver only 61% owned at 450k when you see that Chisels is 67% owned at 630k? I don't understand that. But anyway, Oliver should be more, about 80% owned, but doesn't matter, okay? So Oliver comes in for obvious reasons, okay? So we're going to bring him in. Now, at M7, we're going to bring in Adam Chera. Now, Adam Chera is 11% owned. I had him when he was 4%, but doesn't matter. Everyone's jumped on, but not everyone yet, because there's no room for everyone in most. Well, there's no room for all these players in most formations, because they're gone heavy with midfield rookies around here. But I'm happy to have Adam Chera at M7. Now, at M8 is when my rookies come in, okay? And my most expensive rookie in my whole team, all right? My most expensive rookie, actually, it's cost a little bit more than this. Where is he? Okay, it's going to be Nevitz. Okay, so I've got Nevitz at M8. Okay, and Nevitz doesn't have any buy round. So virtually here, all right, I've only got Will Day going to have a buy round and a heavy tag. So 2 weeks off for Will Day, but he's going to be covered well and truly by these midfielders here. Now, on the bench, we've got a few problems, okay? But I think all these players should play, all right? The ones I'm going to mention now. I think Hasty plays and scores well, all right? So I'm happy with Hasty. I think Lucas Camporeale plays. Now, in my team reveal in the Herald Sun, I put Ben Camporeale, so it's the same team but different, okay? They're twins, but I put the wrong one, so it is Lucas that I'm after, all right? And then Boxall, or Box Hill, comes in, and that's my midfield. And I'm very happy with that, because when Will Day's not playing, I'll be looping Will Day with Camporeale and Box Hill, okay? And not expecting much from them either. Now, my ruck line, okay, my rucks. who am I getting? Okay, you may ask. Okay, now I would love to have Gorn and Sherry at top 1 and 2, but I can't because the team is not happy. If I bring a player like Sherry in, look, everyone's price. Look at their price, and Sherry's 645k. There's going to be they're going to dysfunction. My Spuds, okay, these Spuds here, where are they? They're going to be disorientated, okay, because one player's earning so much, the others aren't. So we're not going to pay up for any play. We want to keep all our players happy, okay? We don't want any disgruntled players in our club. So unfortunately, Sherry won't come in, and I won't get Sherry until round 13. So I'm going to watch Sherry for 12 weeks. It's going to be 12 weeks of torture watching him go nuts, because the round 12 bye is also in consideration when I'm picking my team. So Sherry's not going to play, but Nank the Tank is going to play, okay? And he's going to be my captain option for the first 5 weeks. And next to him, I was going to pick English. I'm very happy with English, but I still may pick English, okay? But with the Bont out now, hit-outs to advantage for English, maybe he loses 2 of them, okay? And 2 hit-outs to advantage is 8 points. So that's 8 points off his average. That's enough to put me off, okay? So English is out, and I've put in now TDK. So he comes in. So we got Nank and TDK is in there for obvious reasons, okay? Now, I'm not going to do my R3 yet, okay, because I'm very confusion right now. But let's actually put from St Kilda, all right? Just for now, let's put Harry Boyd there, okay? Now, in my forward line, okay, this is where I save trades compared to this other area, because a lot of these area here, like for example, Short, Roberts, and Perryman, they're not the best of the best, okay, so they have to get upgraded, okay, so I'm gonna have to use a trade to upgrade all 3 of these, okay, possibly 4 trades to upgrade 3 of them, okay, if you sort of consider they go up to about 550, and if you consider the fallen primos later on, so it's about 4 trades, 4.5 trades to upgrade 3 of these to become the absolute guns available, all right, so with the forward line, we don't need to do that, because I'm going to pick the 4 best forwards to start with, okay? And that's going to be the Horny Man, all right? So we know he's 62% owned, all right? I'm going to pick Rankin, who's at 26% owned. I'm sure he's going to be a top 2, all right? Then we're going to go down and go to Western Bulldogs, and they're going to go to North Melbourne, so both of them. At the Bulldogs, okay, let's find him. Sorry, it's not the Bulldogs, okay? They used to be paying for the Bulldogs, okay? They don't pay for them anymore. Just come it down, okay? We got St Kilda. Now, at St Kilda, we got McRae, all right? Let me find him first. There he is, McRae. So we know he's going to be top 3, even a captain option, okay? And going down, further down, I'm going to pick Caleb Daniel, all right? So I'm happy with both of these. Now, how much cash do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rookies to field. We've got 573k left. So we're virtually running on thin ice. Okay, we've got tin ice right now. We've got nothing left. Okay, so the rookies that I'm going to pick now are very cheap. All right, so we're looking at virtually 123k and under. All right, now who are they? Well, we know Hewitt. I would have loved him, but he's not playing, so he's not going to play. So let's go further down. Which rookies are we going to pick? And one is Connor Stone. Okay, we're going to see him in action. Well, we may have already seen him in action after you watch this video. Okay, so we're not sure yet. We're still looking, and I think, where is he? Okay, have I missed him? Davidson, there he is. Davidson. So luckily they're cheap. Okay, so Davidson's the other one, and over here, going to go to Melbourne, and I think this boy plays, okay, and so Johnson is another one I'm going to put in, and I'm almost sure he plays, okay. Now this one is a risky one, all right. I don't know if he's going to play. I'm only guessing now that he's going to play, and that's Edwards. Now if he doesn't play, all right, let's for argument's sake say Edwards doesn't play, then we're going to have to do something around here and downgrade somebody, okay. So for me, Edwards has to play. All right, and then for our last spot, which is our flex position, we only have 127k left. Okay, it's probably going to be if Richmond pick Sims to play in round 1. All right, it'll be Sims, all right, and then I'll swap Sims around with Boyd. All right, so that's one option. If he doesn't play, and then West Coast, we have where is he? Reed playing. Then it'll be Reed. Now, if Reed also doesn't play, I'm not interested in the Freo boy. So I'm going to completely pass on Reedy. All right, so Reedy won't be in the team. So I'll probably just have, if he doesn't play, I'll just have virtually. Then what I'll do is I'll go back to Boyd, put him back over here. Okay, let's put Boyd back there. St Kilda. All right, Boyd goes back there. All right, and then we're going to pick a player that we can afford, and we're going to pick any player that's priced at under 127k. Okay, and probably I'll even put Hewitt there, or if he plays, or whoever plays, I'll find somebody. Surely somebody will play. I might even go for the Sydney Swans player that played the other last night, and even though he was a sub, okay, I'll probably even just pop him in there. Okay, where is he? What can I find him? Okay, well, he's here somewhere. Okay, I'm going to find him now. There is Hanley. I might even use Hanley because even though he's a sub in round 0, maybe he won't be a sub in round 1 because I did suffer an injury to Adams. And when Hanley came on, he actually impressed. So maybe he plays, okay? And then I could just switch him around with Boxall and put Boxall on field. So that's something that I'll be considering. Let's save this team. Okay, so this is the team for now. All right, so that's as you see it. And I think it has all the boxes ticked, okay? Value is there, all right? Rookies making cash with job security, okay? Well, it's sort of there, all right? We're not sure if it is there. I mean, we've got all these ticked. I think Hanley is the only question mark, and he did get a game, so that's one question. I think all these play. Boyd may or may not play another 5 games or 4 games. So let's leave Boyd there for now. And I think Edwards could be the problem. I think Johnson plays. So if Edwards doesn't play, then we make some changes again. We've got 7,800 left. We'll find something for a replacement. Might have to drop Brayshaw down to a cheaper player. So we'll work out how it goes because the rookies come first, okay? We have no 200k rookies. We can't afford them. I'm happy for you to all have them. Okay, I hope they do very well for you as well because I'm just gonna watch in all and watch you guys score many points because what happens is this. Okay, it's top 10 or bust. Okay, I'm not gonna do the same as everybody else. Okay, I'm gonna go a different route. Okay, if going via the Nepean Highway is the right way, I'm going to take the Monash Highway. I'm going to go a different way, okay? I'm going to drive my ferry on the Monash Freeway, not the Nepean Highway. Just coming down! Now, we have 3 groups to join, okay? 2 of them cost nothing. It's for free, and one of them is expensive, okay? Now, one is a Scodfather group. So far, we have close to 1,600 entries. The code is 916402. We've actually already exceeded last year's entry total, so we're killing it right now. And I think this is the #1 ranked group in Supercoach right now, besides the official group where everyone's in it, or they've got 200,000 in there. But this is probably the second biggest one besides that one. And going further down, another one which is free to join is this magic number. And so far, we have 860 entries, okay? The code is 303364, okay? And what this is, I pick a score every week. Let's say round 1, I say everyone needs to score 1,800, okay, as an example. If anyone scores under 1,800, I delete them. They get eliminated from the league. So the last man standing by the time we get to round 24 is the winner, and we're going to give him a little prize. Don't expect something spectacular. You're not going to get a Ferrari just coming down, okay? But you might win something small, but it's better than nothing, and it's just for fun. And going further up, we have our cash league, okay? Now, at the moment, we've already passed 35,000. We're actually up to 35,700. 6,000 actually joined in yet. They've got the code, but they haven't joined yet. So it's $100 to join, and it looks like it's going to hit $40,000 pretty much by Tuesday, because Tuesday is the cutoff day. And if you do want to join, this is what you got to do. If you're on Twitter, all you got to do is follow the Supercoach horse. Okay, if you follow him, you can message him, or there's posts every day that I put up. Let's have a look. Let's get my profile now. There's a post I put up every day. I've put them up for the last couple of days now, where I said Cash League. Just put a comment under here, and then actually here it says Ron asks, when is the team reveal going to come out on YouTube? Well, it's coming out now. Just comment there, Ron. Anyway, so just leave a comment below, and then we will Supercoach Horse will contact you. If you're on Facebook, just contact Mick Dell. Send him a message, and then he'll reply back. Okay, and that's what his profile looks like. It's a picture of a horse with sunglasses on. Okay. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining, and remember one thing: it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.